question number 3. Question number 3 is going to be worth 4 points. In other words, each letter is its own separate point. It says the figure shows a translation of triangle DEF to triangle D prime, E prime, F prime. Decide whether you can determine the following from the figure showing the translation. Select yes or no. Well, there's a couple things we need to go through before we answer any of the questions. First, it is a translation. Well, if it is a translation, then we know that the two figures are congruent. If it's a translation, we know the figures are congruent, which means if angle D is 74 degrees, then angle D prime is 74 degrees. If F is 59 degrees, then F prime is 59 degrees. Also, way back a couple years ago, you should have learned that the interior angles, the inside angles of a triangle, add up to 180. So that means the measure of angle E equals 180 minus the other two added together. So that would be 74 plus 59. Well, 74 plus 59 is 133. And 180 minus 133 means that the measure of angle E is 47 degrees. So angle E is 47 degrees, and which means angle E prime is 47 degrees. Now, one thing I would have talked to you in person if I could is I wanted to let you know that when they give you these two figures, line the letters up like this: D over D prime, E over E prime, F over F prime, because that means that D corresponds with D prime, E corresponds with E prime, F corresponds with F prime. It also means like DE would correspond with D prime, E prime. So this corresponds with this. It means that EF corresponds with E prime, F prime. It means that DF corresponds with D prime, F prime, and so forth. Anyway, so we're going to use this information here. You're going to help use that to answer your questions down here. And one other thing. I'm not sure if we've done this yet, but you'll definitely do this once you get up to geometry. When you know that figures are congruent, you use what's called tick marks. So I'm going to use a different color here. So we know that DF corresponds with D prime, F prime. So that means that those sides are congruent. I put one tick mark on each. Then on DE, that corresponds with D prime, E prime. They are congruent, so that's 2 tick marks. 3 tick marks on EF, 3 tick marks on E prime, F prime. That just indicates what is congruent to what. So that will help you when you go to answer problems like this. Okay, so now what you need to do is use the information you have here. Go through and answer yes or no on all 4 questions. Answer yes or no on all 4 questions. If you have any questions, let me know.